Are you wondering if now is the right time to buy? Have you been confused by all the news about the interest rates? Well, in today's video, I am going to be sharing with you the reasons why now is a good time to buy. Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Cherese Pendleton with Samson Properties. I work in mostly the Richmond, Virginia area in the RVA, where today, Wednesday, the 25th, it is a beautiful rainy day. I am blessed to be joined today by Liz Copeland. She's a mortgage loan officer with Virginia Credit Union. Liz, welcome to my channel. Glad to have you on.
Hi, Cherese. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here, girl.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. So I've been getting a lot of feedback with, people that actually wanted to buy last year, but kind of had they kind of gave up because of, how fast the market was last year and how buyers was just, bidding like over list price. And I'm starting to like some of these buyers are starting to come around again saying that they would like to go ahead and, they want to know what the market is like, first of all, but then they want to know like, what's the interest rates like? I get a lot of questions about the interest rates. And so glad you're here to get your expertise and from like a mortgage expertise point of view as to why do you think now is a good time to buy as far as like interest rates and things like that?
Well, right now, what we've seen in interest rates is we kind of had a peak in the fall where conventional rates were up near or in the sevens, right? So since that peak, October, November timeframe, we've seen mortgage rates steadily decline. Now, the Fed is meeting January 31st and February 1st. It'll be their first meeting of 2023. And I'm eagerly waiting for that meeting because I feel like they're going to kind of set the tone for what they're going to do, at least the first half of the year. But we have been seeing mortgage rates declining. I mean, you've gone from conventional rates in the sevens to low sixes, even sometimes fives, depending on credit score and how much you're putting down. As you know, I have various ARM products that are helping people navigate the market with a lower interest rate, lower monthly payment, expanding their buying power. So I would say right now is looking like it's going to be a great time for buyers to get out there and buy. What I think you're going to see happen is, and I don't think it's going to happen this year. I think we're probably going to be somewhere like mid fives to like low sixes this year. That's my thoughts. Again,
okay,
not a
which is really
girl.
which is really a normal market, right?
Right. I mean, that is fairly normal market. Okay. And when you look at the history of rates, I mean, that is, that's a fairly normal market when you think that, in the 90s, I mean, you had rates 9, 10, 11, 12%, right? So we're not that far off. But what I think is going to happen is, I think, like I said, not a genie in a bottle over here, but I definitely think that we're going to be, in my opinion, mid fives to mid sixes on rates throughout the year. I think that around the next presidential election, that's where we're going to see rates. And this is when rates typically do tend to either, go in either direction. And I think around the presidential election, we're probably going to see rates go back down. I don't think we're going to hit those COVID 2s and 3s, but I think we might settle into somewhere in the 4s. That's my thought. What's going to happen when that happens is everyone who has been waiting to buy is going to rush out again. And all of a sudden, we're going to have a seller's market. So we're going to have bidding over asking price, waiving inspections, waiving appraisals, house prices are going to go up. So I feel like right now in this little bloop of time that we have between now and I'm thinking the presidential election is a great time for buyers to get out here and buy because you can actually go get a house without a bidding war. Sellers are more likely to give you some sellers concessions, right? They're more likely to negotiate on price. You're in this market, I don't think you're going to have to waive appraisals, in my opinion, or inspections to get a house. And if you don't have a lot of cash to put down, if you're my like 3%, 5%, 10% down buyer, then this is a great market for you to buy. And what's going to happen is you're going to buy, you're going to get the house you want without a whole lot of drama from
Right.
other, competition out there,
Yeah.
right? That are coming in and saying, hey, I'm an all cash buyer. I'm going to put 50% down. I'm not, there's no appraisal. So my 3%, 5%, 10% down buyer is going to really benefit right now. And then when the market turns and goes back down into the fours, you refinance. You've got your house, so now you refinance. And that is a pretty normal, typical market. But I would say this year is going to be the time for our buyers to get out there and buy before we shift back into a seller's market.
Now, with all that being said, what do you think about people who are really like trying to time the market just right? Like, can you ever you can ever time the market to be like just right?
Honestly, you can't, right? You can never really perfectly time the market. Just like if you're renting now, like, hey, renters, let me tell you, you cannot time the fact of when your landlord is going to send you that renewal lease with a $300 increase. Right. I mean, so that's the thing. Like, you can't perfectly time the market. You can't perfectly time when or not your landlord is going to increase your rent. It's the same thing. So right now, if you are, you want to buy and you're not that buyer that has an extra 20,000 to throw down to beat out competition, right now is your time to buy. Waiting for that little perfect moment to buy, you can never predict that, right? Because just when you think it's a perfect time to buy, it's not. Or just when you think that, I mean, you have people that bought in 2018 that thought it was a great time to buy. And then here comes COVID 2 years later and they're going like, oh my gosh. And they're all refinancing. So there's never a real perfect time in the market. But I would say if you are a buyer, like I said, 3, 5, 10% down, this is your year to buy before the market goes bananas again.
Yeah, definitely. And just to second what you're saying about concessions, I mean, I am seeing right now sellers being more willing, to help with closing costs or, buy downs or whatever it is that the buyers are asking for. So that is really a good sign. But, we do these market reports and mortgage updates, like we get down to the quick and raw. We don't fluff around. We don't try to make this video long. So if you enjoy these types of videos, please give us a like. And please make sure that you catch us the next time we do this. All you have to do is hit that notification bell. Liz, thank you so much for coming on. What do you have going on?
Welcome.
What else do you have going on next?
2023 is the year. I'm working on scaling my business this year. I'm working on actually creating a podcast and doing some sales training and some sales coaching as well, because in mortgage, you really learn how to build relationships and work with people. And that's really the way that I work with, and that's the way that I get my clients and get my relationships, is just being out there working with everybody. So my podcast and my coaching and my training is really going to be focused on relationship building. And one thing I want people to remember is in 2023, Damon John said this, it's a gem, guys, remember it. Relationships are your hottest commodity, right?
You totally agree.
The biggest network in the world. You can have all the connections you want to have, but if you don't have relationships with each of those people in your network, with each of your connections, guess what? When it's time to refer business, they're not thinking about you.
Folks, so that's a gem. You better write that down.
Yes, build those relationships, work on that in 2023, make relationship building one of your main priorities.
Okay, and so how can we follow you? Where do we find you right now?
Oh, right now you can find me. I'm Life of Liz Cope on Instagram. You can also, if you want to get pre-quals to go out and shop with Cherese in this buyer's market, you can email me at period Copeland, Copeland at VACU. That's short for Virginia Credit Union, VACU.org. Or you can DM me on Instagram, Life of Liz Cope. So much easier to remember.
Yes. Thank you so much, Liz. Until the next
Thank
time.
you.
Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye, girl.
Bye.